listen,
words matter.
Words totally matter. No, it's my turn. I'm here, believe me.
This
really
man.
Excuse me.
It took me a while to get down here from Mar-a-Lago. Terrible traffic.
Look
on
how small the
Fridays,
hands are
believe
next
me.
to the face.
No, my totally humongous, tremendous hands, great hands. I love the idea of make America great again.
But
I think the idea is a great one. It's a great idea. Make America great.
Just make America great.
America's been great for me.
Yeah,
but
well,
it hasn't been great for everybody.
That's the fact.
It's time to make America great for everybody. Make America great for everyone.
Well, that works too. It's just a little corny. Well, but I like it. But it's better.
I totally came up with it, so don't take credit.
I'm not. The idea of again is this nostalgic, and I'm sorry, but there are a lot of racial connotations that people have, whether or not intended. And I'm not saying but I can somewhat understand that when we're talking about that time that people, because let's be real, I am not nostalgic for that time myself. I'm not. Like, I don't want to go to that.
I'm totally not a racist. I only see one color. I
Green.
don't see black. I don't see white. I don't see brown.
You see green.
I see green.
I know.
It's a great color.
And I do believe that about him, that he isn't. I do believe that. I think he's just a narcissist. I don't think he cares. Like,
no,
I don't think it has anything to do with race.
Excuse me. I'm a totally stable genius.
You belong.
So what we're going to do now, I'm going to bring that other schmuck back onto the podcast so he can talk again.
All right.
And we're going to review exactly what I said at the live stream of the CNN channel the other day. And I did a great job.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Despite what other people may think, believe me when I tell you, it was really great. And you're going to watch it now.
Good God. I will absolutely I would subscribe to be under a Make America Great. I wouldn't want this whole red hat thing, because I think you need your own.
Change the branding.
Need your own thing. But first of all, why wouldn't all of our goals, who wouldn't have a goal to make America great? Whatever that is to you, why would you not want that? So like that I get. And
because it doesn't sell and it doesn't get people riled up.
Because, well, I know, but it also very much alienates the left.
Sure. Well, fortunately, that's something that a lot of people on the left are going to have to really grow up.
I mean, not me personally.
But that said, let's see what the Trumpinator had to say.
I'm just an angry populist. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just angry.
Same here.
And I'm sick of these people's shit. This guy looks like Steve from 90210.
That's the takeaway.
Tonight, CNN gave former President Donald Trump a live town hall forum, and he once again claimed the election was rigged and defended the throngs of Trump supporters who attacked the Capitol a few weeks later. The former president also claims this week's verdict that found him liable for sexual abuse was rigged. He also called the overturning of Roe v. Wade a great victory.
He said a lot of things tonight. KTLA's Samantha Cortese live in the news center with a closer look tonight.
Here in Micah tonight for more than an hour, former president and again candidate Trump spoke about key issues surrounding his campaign and personal life, refusing to back down on some controversial topics. Here are just a few of key points from a very fiery town hall. In his first appearance on CNN since the 2016 election, former President Trump answered questions from CNN journalist Caitlin Collins in a New Hampshire town hall. Right off the top, Collins asked if he admits to losing the 2020 election.
Unless you're a very stupid person, you see what happens.
The former president did not concede defeat.
It was a rigged election, and it's a shame that we had to go through it. It's very bad for our country. All over the world, they looked at it.
He also said he would accept the 2024 election results if it's, quote, an honest election. On foreign affairs, Trump was asked who he wants to win the war between Russia and Ukraine.
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying. And I'll have that done. I'll have that done in 24 hours. I'll have it done.
Trump said Europe should be footing more of the bill, and it takes a strong president to get that to happen. He also said the war would have never happened had he won in 2020. Regarding abortion,
very complex issue for the country. You have people on both sides of an issue, but we are now in a very strong position. Pro-life people are in a strong position to make a deal that's going to be good and going to be satisfactory for them.
He did not.
All right, we have to pause there and get on this because this is like
this is third rail shit, and we don't know why he's saying it, even though he's had women he's been with have abortions. It's like,
we know he's not anti-choice. We know he doesn't really give a shit. So why do you think he'll touch it's not popular, Osiris. Like, why would he touch, nationally it is not popular.
The numbers are showing that this is a losing issue.
Yeah.
Big.
Why do you think he's doing this?
Well, the religious groups were big supporting Trump. He has no choice. So, but his answer to me was great, though. He's trying to, he was saying, I'm going to try. He can't say, hey, the people who fund me all this, Catholics, whoever else, they want this. What he said is we can make a deal. We can, basically every answer to every question was in some way make a deal. And I actually like that. What he's saying is I'm not going to be, he's not fully pro-life legislatively. No. He's not pro-choice fully. He's going to try to work on something in the middle. And he also brought up federalism, which I fully agree on. Yeah. I think it's up to the states. We were surprised what Kansas did. I mean, I thought I was a little surprised, but that's when I started to learn what was really popular, what wasn't. I'm good with that.
That's what we're trying to do here.
Well, that'll be the big one, because the states that have allowed for the voting, and again, it's always the Deep South that is always the problem, because Kansas is super red in the heartland, voted in favor of women's right to choose. Kentucky is technically in the Rust Belt, very red state, voted for women's right to choose. Montana is in the Great Plains region, super red state, voted for a woman's right to choose.
I mean, that to me speaks, that's what it is, okay? This is where I feel like in Florida, we have been hijacked by a small group of radicals, because I have spoken to people that are religious people that are still not down with this level of restriction on our rights and our freedom. How could anybody sit there and say that they're about freedom, but they're okay controlling your freedom?
Yeah.
Yeah, and DeSantis, he didn't do any big fanfare with that bill, because he knows.
Make it completely unheralded.
6-week abortion ban, which for people who don't know is really 4 weeks pregnant. Okay, 6 weeks gestation is 4 weeks pregnant because you start counting before the period. Okay, that's how it works. Look it up. Yeah. So if you're talking 4 weeks, most people don't know they're pregnant. And by the way, even with a 15-week ban, and this is also very infuriating as someone who did have an amnio with my second child, you are not eligible to have that until between 16 and 20 weeks is when you generally schedule to have the amnio. So when you say a 15-week abortion ban, you are essentially taking the choice off the table for people that don't want to have babies with severe issues, profound problems. And that's essentially a ban, right? Like you're only allowing the handful of people who just know right away and just know they don't want to be pregnant. Okay, but what about people that actually do want babies and do want to be pregnant and are trying to get pregnant and are now being totally screwed by this? See, this is hurting more regular women than I think people understand.
You almost have to wonder, and we'll continue the video now, you almost have to wonder that if the strategy between Trump and DeSantis is to basically just try to rile up as many of these religious people as possible to come out in the primary, and then as soon as it shifts to the general, the entire conversation shifts. And so, I mean, that may be the case, but who the hell knows? At this point, anything is possible. We know that we can always expect the unexpected. So let's continue.
Say whether he would sign a federal abortion ban, but called pro-choice advocates extremists and said overturning Roe v. Wade was a great victory. On the economy, Trump took a question from the audience.
What is the first thing you would do to help bring down the cost to make things more affordable?
Drill, baby, drill. We're energy independent, soon to be energy dominant. This place was rocking, and then we were given a gift from China.
Another mention of China when President Trump was asked about classified documents and the raid on his estate at Mar-a-Lago.
You have the Presidential Records Act. I was there, and I took what I took, and it gets declassified. Biden, on the other hand, he has 1,850 boxes. He had boxes sent to Chinatown.
Collins pushed back on this issue. It led to this now trending moment.
Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the
answer? Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to, you're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
President Biden reacted to the town hall tonight saying, it's simple, folks. Do you want 4 more years of that? In the news center, Samantha Cortese, Sharon Micah, back to you.
Sam, thank you.
Wow, he lit guys. He lit them up. I'm sorry. I didn't hear what your take was on it, but that was one of Trump's finest moments.
It's just, first of all, I have a few takes. One, I think that they sent the wrong person to that job.
Oh yeah.
I also think that was probably part of how it was set up that he would do it in the first place. I think Trump is probably, and his team are very careful as to, so I think had it been somebody else, it might not have even happened. So I think it happened this way because he does that. And
well, generally speaking, the person, listen, I'm no fan, but the person who generally does that is either Anderson Cooper or even Wolf Blitzer, but it's usually Anderson Cooper. And my guess is that they didn't want to have that conversation.
No.
Smart.
Yeah.
But you got to give Trump credit for that. That's smart politics, at least.
And he also, the problem I have with him on the abortion issue is he's never made a stand. And I'd like somebody to take a stand. He toes the line. And when people say, oh, okay, overturning Roe v. Wade was a good decision, leave it up to the states. Okay, I get that. I understand the Federalist argument. I do. But when you're doing it basically because that's the cop-out, because you really don't want to say that you are pro-choice, which is what I really think is the case with him, that bothers me. And I see that as a sign of sort of cowardice. Because, and maybe when you're in a second term and you're not having to think about re-election, maybe you actually can lean into some of those things that you don't have to be concerned with, you know, what other people think anymore. But I would have ultimately more respect for him. And I don't have a problem with that Roe v. Wade was overturned from a judicial standpoint, because it was a crappy decision, and I get that. But really the people celebrating it are not because they are Federalists. Okay.
No.
That's the problem. And so for him to use that sort of way, it's sort of, he's skirting the issue.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.